Hi guys,
Nice
how
to
are
meet you.
you? Hi, nice to meet you. To start, obviously, a main theme throughout this movie is about human connection or trying to find connection, no matter what being you are in this case. When you guys, which I think is such an important thing in media as a whole, that we're always trying to find that connection. For you guys as creatives, when you were working on this, was there anything that you kind of looked to that inspired you guys when you were younger that had that feeling of connection that really helped you when you were making Love Me?
I feel like the image that first came to us that was like really exciting were these two beings that were so distant, a
Mhm.
buoy in the ocean and a satellite in outer space. And it sort of mirrored the feeling that I think a lot of us have right now, that everybody, is feeling distant and we just have this craving to find connection. And I think that image that we first had was sort of like, this says a lot about where we are right now
Mhm.
and what we're looking for.
I mean, the things that I always went back to were the old Hollywood movies, just the love stories, the Douglas Sirks, the His Girl Friday, Bringing Up Baby, Harvey, like all of these movies that were just so imaginative and filled with love and connection, that really just entertained people and brought people into a theater, like tons of people. And they would all sit together and have the same experience and laugh, and feel a connection with, their fellow human beings.
Yeah, well, now you've kind of teed me up because one, I was in a production of Harvey in high school, and I was going to ask about two people who in high school I was obsessed with, which is Kristen Stewart and Stephen Yeun. Because when you have those two as we see them in video form, and then you get to see that these two beings are like, all right, well, if we're going to be anyone, why not be them? Which I think is kind of relatable. That if you had to pick any two people that you wanted to kind of be like, it would be those two people when it came down to casting and figuring out who those two are going to be, because it is so important that these a buoy and a satellite look at them, they're like, yes, I would love to be those two people. What were kind of your clues that Kristen and Steven were the two actors that you thought were really going to bring that to life in such a beautiful way?
I mean, they're searchers, they're explorers.
Mhm.
They are explorers within the art of acting. More so than, most actors out there. They're just they want to go to the places that nobody else has been. And you can see it in their work. You can see it in their choices. You can see it in everything they say. They're just open to everything. And it's amazing.
Yeah, listen, I'll watch anything those two are in. But I mean, obviously, the a comparison that I'm sure people are going to make is the Wally comparisons, because it is two robotic beings finding each other and falling in love. But it is sadly continues to be a thing that we all have to fear with technology and how we are also separated from each other. When you guys are doing something like this that now has enough of a genre behind it, with Wally, I would even argue her, and all
Mhm.
these technology based movies, what for you guys was the main thing you talked about to make sure that this, which it does, stood out on its own?
For us, it was really a love story about transformation. And although it starts a lot like Wally, where there's two robots who are trying to figure out what it means to be human, we
Mhm.
really wanted to just watch these characters evolve through different stages and figure out who they were, what they think life is, and to find their true identities, even though they're, for a while pretending to be these people they've seen from our past. No,
Yeah, and it's not about like sentience or robots becoming human. It's really about, being able to look at ourselves through this naive, unemotional lens almost, like to explore ourselves through AI.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I can't wait for everyone to get to see this. So thank you guys so much for talking with me.
of
I really
course, thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thank
Thank you
you.
guys. Have a great one.
Bye.
Bye.